Amid the youngest, tallest, largest, and most densely populated mountain range in Europe, the Swiss Alps rise in majestic splendor. Snow-capped peaks stretch endlessly toward the horizon, while jagged cliffs pierce the sky like blades, etched with the passage of time. Cradled within these towering giants are 470 mesophorum glaciers, each winding through deep ravines and breathing life into the lush green meadows below. But beyond this serene and breathtaking beauty lies a brutal truth: the constant struggle for survival. With every passing moment, winter approaches. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the most cunning predator, must adapt or perish. Every movement must be precise, every choice a matter of life and death. This is a world of relentless challenges and continual rebirth, where nature is not a passive backdrop, but a powerful, unforgiving force, both adversary and muse. Welcome to the Swiss Alps, Secrets of the Apex Hunters. As winter descends upon the Swiss Alps, a silent transformation unfolds. The towering peaks surrounding the iconic Matterhorn are cloaked in ice, becoming fortresses of frozen stone. On the steep, icy cliffs, nimble Alpine ibex scale impossible angles, defying gravity in search of the few exposed patches of grass hidden beneath the snow, ever cautious, staying out of predators' reach. Far below, in the snow-laden valleys, the agile chamois descend the slopes. The deep snow slows their progress, but hunger drives them toward lower ground, where traces of food may still be found. Yet every step is shadowed, watched. In the stillness, the elusive Eurasian lynx stalks silently through the snow, its wide paws muffling every movement. Above, the golden eagle surveys the terrain, its wings slicing the frigid air. With unmatched precision, it dives like an arrow from the sky, striking swiftly at the weak and unguarded. Winter in the Alps is merciless. Only the strongest endure and rule over this unforgiving land. Covering more than 60% of Switzerland's 15,940 square miles, the Swiss Alps are a national treasure, an awe-inspiring blend of cowering mountains, deep valleys, shimmering glaciers, green forests, and cascading waterfalls. Despite the harshness of the elements, life thrives here in remarkable ways. Though Switzerland makes up just 14% of the entire Alpine range, spanning 74,422 square miles, it is home to 48 of the Alps' 82 peaks that soar above 13,000 feet. The rest lie within a mere 12 miles of its borders, making this region one of Earth's most concentrated collections of mountain giants. The very name Alps stems from the Latin word albus, meaning white, a fitting tribute to the snow-covered summits that resemble icy crowns rising into the sky. With an average elevation of over 6,500 feet, the Swiss Alps stretch from the southwest to the northeast, forming the mountainous backbone of Switzerland. The Aletsch Glacier, the longest in the Alps, spans 14 miles and covers 46 square miles. More than a natural marvel, it is a vital artery, feeding major rivers like the Rhone and the Rhine. Valleys like Zermatt and Lauterbrunnen have been carved by glaciers over millions of years. Lauterbrunnen, with over 70 waterfalls tumbling from sheer cliffs, stands as a dramatic testament to the forces of time and ice. Nestled at the base of the Matterhorn, the village of Zermatt lies in the shadow of one of the world's most iconic peaks, a solitary, majestic pyramid, reaching for the heavens. The rich alpine vegetation serves as a vital food source for the alpine ibex, the iconic mountain goat of the Swiss Alps, also known locally as the Steinbock. During the summer, these remarkable animals ascend steep cliffs in search of fresh grasses, herbs, and shrubs. Their extraordinary climbing ability is the result of millions of years of evolution. Equipped with powerful, muscular legs and specialized hooves with a rough, concave structure, the ibex can effortlessly grip onto ledges just a few inches wide, allowing them to access areas unreachable to most other animals. These nearly vertical cliffs act as natural sanctuaries, providing the ibex with safety from predators such as the golden eagle and the Eurasian lynx. Their ability to reach high-altitude feeding grounds also reduces competition with other herbivores, giving them a distinct advantage. As summer comes to an end, male ibexes often separate from the herd to engage in dramatic battles for dominance. The loud, head-to-head clashes between young males echo through the mountains in a striking display of strength and endurance. These intense contests not only determine social rank within the herd, but also serve as preparation for the approaching breeding season. Summer in the high mountains signals a time of abundance and urgency for the chamois. These agile mountain antelopes thrive in the vibrant alpine meadows, where a brief season of warmth brings fresh grasses, herbs, and wildflowers. With the clock of nature ticking, the chamois wastes no time. They move confidently across steep, rugged rock faces, feeding in areas nearly impossible for other animals to reach. Their mastery of the terrain is no accident. Millions of years of evolution have equipped them with strong, muscular legs and specialized hooves, allowing them to grip even the most slippery, narrow surfaces with astonishing ease. Chamois live in small, structured herds, typically numbering between 15 and 30 individuals. Led by dominant males, these groups are tightly organized, with the strongest members defending the best feeding grounds. As summer draws to a close, tensions rise. Males begin to jostle for dominance, ritual displays of strength that will determine their place in the coming breeding season. When autumn arrives, the dynamics shift. Females and their young descend to safer territories, avoiding areas where predators like golden eagles and Eurasian lynxes may be hunting. In these exposed landscapes, constant vigilance is key. Every crossing of an open slope carries risk, but the chamois has one more advantage: speed. A recent 2023 study by the University of Zurich found that they can sprint up to 31 miles per hour, even over uneven terrain. It's a life-saving adaptation in a world where the wild demands both grace and grit. The mountain hare, also known as the blue hare, tundra hare, alpine hare, or snow hare, is a true symbol of survival in the harsh alpine environments of the Swiss Alps. As summer sets in, the hare sheds its thick white winter coat, replacing it with a gray-brown fur that blends perfectly with the rocky terrain and lush meadows. This seasonal camouflage helps it vanish into the landscape, making it nearly invisible to predators. During the warmer months, grasses, wildflowers, and other nutrient-rich plants become its primary food source, vital for regaining strength after the long, unforgiving winter. But even in these peaceful meadows, danger is ever present. Golden eagles and Eurasian lynxes remain constant threats, patiently waiting for any sign of weakness. The hare's changing coat not only serves as camouflage, but also helps regulate body temperature under the intense alpine sun. Its thick fur and natural disguise are crucial adaptations for survival in this challenging terrain. High above, near the peaks of the Alps, the golden eagle soars, an apex predator of the sky. Steep cliffs and open skies provide the perfect setting for nesting and hunting. With wingspans reaching up to 2 meters, these powerful birds build massive, durable nests, returning to them year after year. Summer is a critical time. After incubating their eggs for around 40 to 45 days in spring, eaglets begin to hatch at the start of the season. Carefully protected by their parents, the chicks grow, learn to hunt, and eventually take their first flights. As the weeks pass, they continue to develop their strength and skills, preparing to survive on their own. Even in summer's abundance, the high-altitude heat can be intense, but golden eagles are well adapted. By riding rising air currents, they soar higher into cooler layers of the sky, using thermal updrafts to conserve energy as they glide effortlessly over their mountainous domain. At lower elevations, between 5,000 and 6,500 feet, the subalpine zone of the Swiss Alps forms a vital ecological bridge. It connects the dense coniferous forests below with the open alpine meadows above. During summer, temperatures here range from 41 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, creating ideal conditions for life to flourish once again. Vegetation bursts forth in a vibrant display, transforming the slopes into a lush, living tapestry. Snowmelt trickles down from higher elevations, feeding the land below. Streams wind through forests of pine, spruce, and fir, while green meadows stretch across valleys like a soft carpet. Crocuses and bellflowers bloom in hues of purple and white, painting the landscape with a poetic beauty. The thick forests provide more than just shade and scenery. They are a refuge. Here, among the trees, red deer find both shelter and sustenance. The dense undergrowth shields them from predators, while the rich vegetation offers nourishment. Under the gentle summer sun, young fawns stay close to their mothers, learning where to find the freshest, most tender grasses. Throughout the season, red deer herds roam freely, seeking out the coolest and most fertile grazing spots. An adult red deer must consume between 15 and 30 pounds of vegetation daily to sustain its body. An impressive requirement for an animal weighing between 330 and 600 pounds. Dominating the mountain landscape, the males, distinguished by their powerful antlers, grow stronger with each passing week. These antlers, far more than mere symbols of status, are essential tools for the challenges of the upcoming mating season. Meanwhile, another species of deer, the roe deer, also thrives in this dynamic ecosystem. Smaller and more agile than the red deer, roe deer are noticeably more active. During the rutting season, males engage in intense, often violent, competitions to win the right to mate. They clash antlers, chase rivals, rub their horns against trees, and emit loud calls to assert dominance and attract potential mates. These confrontations serve not only to secure mates, but also to establish hierarchy within the population. The summer's bounty, fresh grasses, nutrient-rich leaves, and tender buds helps both red and roe deer build up energy reserves crucial for survival and reproduction. To avoid the heat of the day, these deer typically graze during the early morning and late evening. As the sun climbs higher, they retreat to the shade of the dense forest, where they rest and remain alert to the constant presence of predators. Here in the subalpine zone, the balance of life and survival plays out every day, a quiet yet powerful testament to the resilience of wildlife in the heart of the Alps. The red fox is a masterful and opportunistic hunter, thriving in times when nature is at its most vibrant and abundant. Though typically solitary creatures, summer marks a season of growth and learning for young foxes. As they venture beyond the safety of their den, they begin to explore the world under the watchful guidance of their mother. She teaches them vital survival skills, how to stop prey, locate food, and stay alert to potential threats. These early lessons are critical for their development and future independence. Highly adaptable omnivores, red foxes make full use of the summer bounty. Their diet includes small mammals like mice, fledgling birds, lizards, and insects. With the ability to leap up to 3 feet in the air, they are particularly effective at pouncing on unsuspecting prey hidden in the grass or beneath the soil. But the fox's diet doesn't end with meat. Berries and forest fruits also form a valuable part of their nutrition, helping them maintain energy levels and store reserves in preparation for leaner times ahead. As the sun sets and dusk falls, another elusive inhabitant of the subalpine zone emerges, the European badger. Nocturnal by nature, the badger relies on its extraordinary sense of smell to detect food beneath the Earth's surface. Earthworms are its staple, making up around 60% of its diet. In a single night, a badger can consume between 1 and 2 pounds of worms, equivalent to roughly 200 individual worms. Foraging in areas of moist soil, especially along forest edges and within lush meadows, the badger uses its powerful claws to dig for insects, roots, and tubers that supplement its diet. Yet summer for the badger is not only a time for feeding, it is also a time to prepare for the future. Though mating takes place during the warmer months, implantation is delayed until winter, with cubs born the following spring. Males and females engage in subtle courtship rituals, often forming lasting bonds. Badgers live in complex social groups known as clans, which share extensive underground burrow systems called setts. These burrows, often decades old, can have up to 50 entrances. During summer, they are refreshed with dry grasses and leaves, turning them into well-insulated sanctuaries. These subterranean homes serve as both protection from predators and refuge from the harsh alpine elements. As summer sunlight stretches across the landscape, it signals the return of one of the Alps' most iconic seasonal visitors, the white stork. This migratory bird travels thousands of kilometers from sub-Saharan Africa to the Swiss Alps, where it breeds during the warm summer months. The subalpine zone, now rich with melting glacier waters, offers an abundance of flooded fields and wetlands, ideal nesting and feeding grounds. Vast alpine valleys, such as the interior Rhine, carry glacial runoff that not only sculpts breathtaking vistas, but also sustains a thriving ecosystem. Here, the white stork finds a plentiful supply of amphibians, insects, and small aquatic life. Storks build their nests high above the ground, often atop tall trees or rooftops in the valley towns. These enormous structures, composed of twigs, dry leaves, and sometimes even discarded human materials, can weigh up to 200 kilograms. Remarkably, the same nests are reused and enlarged year after year, each summer seeing them repaired and reinforced. Not far away, another avian architect begins its seasonal work, the pendulum tit. This small songbird is renowned for its delicate and highly sophisticated nest-building skills. Using strands of spider silk and soft plant fibers from willows and poplars, the pendulum tit weaves intricate, pouch-shaped nests that dangle like ornaments from slender branches. Suspended close to dense vegetation, these nests act as well-camouflaged sanctuaries, shielding eggs and chicks from predators. The construction process takes between 20 and 30 days, a testament to the bird's persistence and precision during the fleeting alpine summer. As the days grow longer, the rhythm of life in the Swiss Alps reaches its peak. The European green lizard, a strikingly vibrant reptile, becomes a familiar sight along the sun-drenched slopes and forest edges of the subalpine zone. It thrives in areas where vegetation is sparse and where sunlit clearings meet cool stream banks. Basking is a vital daily ritual. By absorbing the sun's warmth, the green lizard regulates its body temperature, fueling the energy needed for hunting, territory defense, and reproduction. But it is also sensitive to excess heat. When midday temperatures soar, the lizard retreats to cooler shelter, resuming activity in the early morning and late afternoon. These carefully timed behaviors help it navigate a landscape that, while teeming with life, can also be harsh and unpredictable. In the high valleys and rolling meadows of the Alps, every species follows nature's rhythm, adapting with precision and grace to the season's fleeting abundance. In stark contrast to the sun-warmed valleys of the subalpine zone, the glacial zone of the Swiss Alps rises above 9,800 feet, an awe-inspiring realm of ice and stone. Here, immense glaciers, such as the Aletsch and Rhone, dominate the landscape. With their towering walls of ice and fractured terrain, they form one of the harshest environments in Europe. Yet even in this frozen world, life endures, adapted to survive on the very edge of possibility. As summer approaches, rising temperatures awaken the glaciers. Meltwater flows from their icy veins, cascading down the mountains in fresh, frigid streams. These waters breathe life into rivers such as the Rhine and Interior Rhine, replenishing the rich freshwater ecosystems far below. This oxygen-rich runoff sustains aquatic life downstream, where species such as barbel and Danube salmon once thrived, and in some protected areas are returning. Amidst the meltwater lakes of the glacial zone, the mute swan glides silently. With its elegant neck arched and wings gently folded, it searches beneath the surface for submerged vegetation. A single swan can consume up to 8 kilograms of aquatic plants each day during summer, fuel not only for itself, but for its growing cygnets. Though these lakes are often shared with mallards, kingfishers, and other waterfowl, mute swans typically avoid conflict. However, when threatened, especially near their nests, they become fiercely protective, warding off intruders with their size and strength. Even formidable predators like the golden eagle rarely succeed in reaching a swan's young when vigilant parents stand guard. Amid the glaciers and jagged peaks, another alpine resident navigates the rocky terrain, the rock ptarmigan. Resourceful and resilient, this bird forages among the sparse grasses and barren scree, storing vital energy in preparation for the lean months ahead. One of its most remarkable adaptations is its ability to change plumage with the seasons. Like the mountain hare, the rock ptarmigan's feathers shift from shades of brown and gray in summer to pure white in winter, providing near-perfect camouflage against predators and offering crucial insulation against the cold. This seasonal transformation helps the ptarmigan remain hidden among dry alpine shrubs and granite outcrops, where every advantage counts in a land ruled by the elements. As summer fades, the Swiss Alps begin their breathtaking transition into autumn, a fleeting moment of transformation painted in vivid strokes of red, gold, and amber. The coniferous forests and alpine meadows ignite with color, signaling the end of the growing season and the approach of winter. Amid this seasonal shift, the alpine ecosystem prepares for the challenges ahead. Autumn is a crucial time for many species, including a surprising new resident of the region, the raccoon. Originally native to North America, raccoons were introduced to Germany in the early 20th century for the fur trade. Since then, they have steadily expanded their range, with populations now firmly established in parts of Switzerland, particularly around the temperate woodlands near Lake Geneva. Well-adapted and opportunistic, raccoons thrive during the autumn months. With winter looming, they shift their focus to storing energy. As omnivores, their diet is diverse. They forage for berries, nuts, and insects, hunt small animals, and even scoop fish and freshwater shrimp from mountain streams. One of the raccoon's most distinctive behaviors is its habit of dipping or washing food in water. While the exact reason remains debated among scientists, this action helps improve their grip and may aid in cleaning or processing their meals, especially in aquatic environments. Autumn is also a season of preparation. Raccoons seek shelter in tree hollows, rock crevices, or abandoned buildings, fortifying these refuges in anticipation of the cold alpine nights ahead. A 2024 study by the University of Zurich highlights a significant increase in raccoon populations across the subalpine zone, attributing their success to their high adaptability and the seasonal abundance of food. However, not all view this expansion positively. According to the Swiss Mammal Research Institute, the growing presence of raccoons poses potential risks to native species. Their ability to outcompete local fauna for food and habitat, combined with their resilience, may disrupt the delicate balance of alpine biodiversity. As the first cold winds sweep through the valleys, they herald the coming of winter. For the red squirrel, this is a critical period. Survival now hinges on preparation. In the subalpine forests of Switzerland, red squirrels devote much of their time to foraging. With agile leaps through the canopy and sharp claws for climbing, they gather pine cones, acorns, and seeds from both coniferous and deciduous trees. These are then meticulously hidden, buried in the earth or tucked away in tree hollows, forming scattered food caches that will sustain them through the snow-covered months ahead. Remarkably, red squirrels possess an extraordinary spatial memory, allowing them to relocate many of these hidden stores even after snowfall. Still, it is estimated that 20 to 30% of the seeds go unrecovered. Left to nature, these forgotten seeds often germinate, playing an unintended yet vital role in forest regeneration. Although autumn is not the breeding season for red squirrels, it is the time to build up vital fat reserves. An adult red squirrel typically weighs between 10 and 14 ounces, and this weight can increase thanks to the seasonal abundance of food, essential insulation for the long winter to come. Autumn in the subalpine zone presents both challenges and opportunities, and the red squirrel meets them with instinctive precision and tireless energy. By late September, another transformation begins in the sky. Goldfinches, among the most delicate and vividly colored of Europe's songbirds, begin to gather in flocks of 10 to 20 individuals. As temperatures fall, they prepare for their southward migration. Revered throughout history, these birds had even appeared in Renaissance paintings, perched serenely beside the Madonna and Child. In the Swiss Alps, most goldfinches take to the air, flying over majestic valleys such as the Rhone and Lauterbrunnen. Their journey leads them toward the Mediterranean basin, where warmer climates and ample food await them through the winter months. To conserve energy and avoid the high-altitude snowfields, goldfinches typically travel at lower elevations. Along the way, they forage for lingering seeds and berries, a final gift of the autumn flora. In contrast, the chaffinch, a close relative, follows a different strategy. Chaffinches are partial migrants. While some individuals, particularly females, head south, many males remain in the alpine regions if winter conditions are mild enough. Those that stay must gather and store food quickly, accumulating fat reserves to survive the biting cold. When snow blankets the landscape, overwintering chaffinches rely on acorns and the last of the autumn fruits. Occasionally, they supplement their diets with insects and larvae, providing critical protein during the lean months. For these small birds, survival depends on an age-old balance of movement, memory, and resourcefulness, traits refined over countless seasons in the ever-changing rhythm of the Alps. High in the Alpine zone, the arrival of autumn brings a dramatic transformation. Temperatures begin to plunge, often ranging between 20 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit, signaling the inevitable onset of a long and unforgiving winter. The dense forests gradually thin, giving way to rugged alpine meadows dotted with hardy vegetation like edelweiss and alpenrose. As these shrubs begin to wither, the vibrant greens of summer fade into muted hues of gray and brown, highlighting the stony peaks now lightly dusted with early snow. The stark contrast between the white snow and the deep blue sky creates a landscape both breathtaking and serene. In these high meadows, the last remaining herbs and grasses become a vital food source for grazing animals before the snow arrives in full force. This is also the time when male alpine ibex, who have spent the summer in solitude, return to the herd. Their return marks the beginning of the rutting season. Males engage in fierce battles for dominance, their cursed horns sometimes reaching up to 3 feet in length and weighing nearly 30 pounds, clashing in loud, echoing collisions across the rocky terrain. These powerful headbutts determine hierarchy, and only the strongest males earn the right to mate. Autumn is also a season of urgency for the alpine marmot. As the cold intensifies, these burrowing rodents focus on a final burst of activity. In the high-altitude meadows, they forage relentlessly, consuming large quantities of grasses, roots, and seeds to build fat reserves that will sustain them through a long hibernation. But feeding is only part of their preparation. Marmots also spend this time reinforcing and expanding their underground burrow systems, dug deep into the earth, sometimes as much as 2 feet down. These shelters are carefully lined with dry grasses and straw, creating insulated chambers where entire family groups will overwinter together. Living in social colonies, marmots share these burrows with relatives, creating intricate tunnel networks that offer protection from both predators and extreme cold. Despite their busy preparations, danger is never far. Predators like the golden eagle and the elusive Eurasian lynx pose a constant threat. To stay safe, marmots rely on sentinels, adult members of the colony who keep watch from elevated positions. At the first sign of danger, they emit high-pitched alarm calls, sending the groups scrambling back to the safety of their burrows. Even in this season of transition, the Alpine zone remains a place of both beauty and peril, where survival hinges on instinct, cooperation, and tireless effort. As winter approaches in the high mountains, the elusive Eurasian lynx begins to roam more widely. This is a crucial time when territories are expanded, hunts become more frequent, and energy must be stored for the long, unforgiving season ahead. A single lynx may claim a territory ranging from 40 to 100 square miles, depending on prey availability and the nature of the terrain. During autumn, they target large herbivores such as roe deer and chamois, animals that are themselves preoccupied with feeding to survive the coming cold. In their distraction, they become easier prey. However, the lynx is an opportunistic predator. When larger prey is scarce, it turns to smaller animals, marmots, hares, and even birds, to maintain a steady food supply. Autumn's dim light favors the lynx. A master of stealth, it thrives in twilight hours, at dawn and dusk, when low light enhances its camouflage and hunting success. Weighing between 40 and 70 pounds and measuring up to 51 inches in length, The Eurasian lynx is Europe's largest wild cat. Its muscular frame, long legs, and broad, fur-covered paws allow it to navigate steep, snowy slopes with silent agility. At higher elevations in the glacial zone, the final signs of summer vanish. Temperatures plummet to between 28 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit, marking the end of the thaw. Ice and snow begin to reclaim the peaks, blanketing glaciers and rock in white. Streams that once flowed with glacial meltwater dwindle, as the landscape sinks into a state of frozen stillness. This is a difficult time for all life in the region. With sunlight fading and temperatures falling rapidly, animals and birds adapted to these harsh conditions begin their seasonal migrations, driven by the need to find food and escape the encroaching cold. Yet amidst the quiet, life still stirs. Autumn is also a time of great movement in the skies above the glacial valleys. Migratory birds from northern Europe, Scandinavia, and Siberia gather here, pausing in the Alpine meadows before continuing their journey south. Among them is the waxwing, whose migration begins as early as September. Taking advantage of the last bounty of berries and seeds, these flocks bring brief flashes of energy and color to an otherwise monochrome world. As the season turns and cold descends from the north, climate change is subtly but steadily shifting ancient migratory patterns. Among the most striking changes is in the waxwing, a striking berry-loving bird of the boreal forests. Over the past 5 years, the number of waxwings migrating through the Swiss Alps has increased by 15%. Harsher winters in their northern breeding grounds are pushing them further south in search of reliable food sources. Waxwings rely heavily on the berries of plants such as hawthorn, mistletoe, and rowan, species that flourish in the glacial zones, especially around the lower slopes of the Alpine glaciers. Here, clusters of these hardy shrubs offer sustenance amid the cold. Flocks of waxwings, sometimes numbering in the hundreds, sweep across the Alpine landscape, feeding on berry-laden branches. Their movements create a mesmerizing spectacle, a soft, pretty birds, fluttering dance in the stillness of snow-covered forests, where the silence of winter meets the persistence of life. At the same time, another Alpine resident prepares for the cold in a very different way. The rock ptarmigan, a master of seasonal camouflage, begins its transformation. Its light brown summer plumage is replaced with a coat of pure white feathers, blending perfectly with the snow-covered terrain of the glacial zone. This new plumage serves a dual purpose, concealing the bird from predators while providing vital insulation against the biting cold. To survive, ptarmigans create shallow tracks in the snow, often nesting close to rocks or shrubs. These natural shelters help them evade predators, such as golden eagles and the Eurasian lynx. As the temperatures drop further, the rock ptarmigan gradually moves to lower altitudes where snow is lighter and food, grasses and shrub buds, is more accessible. During this period, they often seek refuge in rock crevices and wind-protected pockets of terrain. Their activity diminishes, especially at night, allowing them to conserve precious energy through the long frozen months. From November to March, the Alpine landscape transforms completely. Snow blankets the peaks like a seamless white carpet. In these higher elevations, temperatures often plunge to 22 degrees Fahrenheit and below, reshaping the Alps into a stark, crystalline wilderness. In the subalpine zone, even more extreme conditions await. Temperatures can dip between -4 degrees Fahrenheit and 28 degrees Fahrenheit, covering the ground in deep snow and ice. In this frozen silence, only the most resilient species can endure. As winter blankets the Alps in deep snow and biting winds, life at high altitude enters a state of survival. For the Alpine marmot, this means complete withdrawal. Beginning in late September or early October, these mountain-dwelling rodents retreat into their underground burrows, entering a state of deep hibernation that lasts until April or even May. During hibernation, the marmot's body undergoes extraordinary changes. Its core temperature drops dramatically, from a normal 100 Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius to just 41 Fahrenheit, 5 degrees Celsius. Its heart rate slows, and its metabolism reaches its lowest possible threshold. In this frozen slumber, it relies solely on fat reserves built up over summer, with no need for food or water. Unlike the marmot, the chamois, a nimble alpine antelope, faces winter head-on. Rather than hibernating, chamois descend to lower elevations in search of exposed slopes where snow is thinner. There, they feed on dry grasses, mosses, and the tough, woody stems of small shrubs. They often seek out wind-blown ridges where the snow cover is sparse, revealing the vegetation beneath. In these areas, the chamois reduces its activity levels to conserve energy, spending most of its time resting and moving only when necessary to forage. In recent years, another presence has returned to the Alpine wilderness, the gray wolf. Once extinct in Switzerland, this apex predator has made a remarkable comeback, expanding northward from Italy thanks to conservation efforts and legal protections. Now, packs roam the high mountain ranges once more, restoring a natural balance to the ecosystem. Winter in the Alpine zone is unforgiving. Temperatures can fall below -4 degrees Fahrenheit, -20 degrees Celsius, and survival depends on resilience. For the gray wolf, survival begins with its coat. A dense underlayer of soft fur traps warmth, while a coarse outer layer shields it from wind and snow. But even with these adaptations, the greatest challenge wolves face in winter is not the cold, it's hunger. With prey scarcer during the cold months, wolves must roam vast territories. They target large herbivores such as red deer and chamois. In deep snow, these animals move more slowly, making them more vulnerable to attack. As winter tightens its grip on the Alps, the golden eagle emerges as a symbol of strength and survival. With temperatures plunging and snow cloaking the mountain peaks, food becomes scarce, forcing this formidable raptor to adapt its hunting strategy. During these lean months, the golden eagle turns its attention to larger and more vulnerable prey. The alpine hare, hibernating marmots, and even weak or young chamois become primary targets. Deep snow hampers the movement of herbivores, tilting the balance in favor of the predator. With a wingspan of up to 2.3 meters, nearly 7.5 feet, the golden eagle soars effortlessly over alpine valleys and ridges. Its broad wings allow it to glide for hours on thermals with minimal effort, conserving vital energy in the frigid air. From high above, the eagle surveys the landscape with extraordinary vision. It can detect the slightest movement from up to 2 miles away. Once prey is spotted, the eagle tucks its wings and dives with astonishing speed, reaching up to 190 kilometers per hour, or nearly 120 miles per hour. Its talons, razor-sharp and immensely powerful, strike with deadly precision, swiftly subduing its target in a matter of seconds. Despite its status as an apex predator, the golden eagle must also adapt its behavior to survive the harsh winter months. With food in short supply, it reduces its hunting frequency by nearly 30% compared to summer. This strategic energy conservation is vital, as prolonged flight in sub-zero temperatures can quickly deplete the bird's reserves. Each calculated movement, each soaring glide, is a reflection of evolutionary refinement. In the high alpine wilderness, where survival hinges on efficiency and instinct, the golden eagle reigns supreme, an enduring presence against the stark beauty of winter. Grizzly bears are one of the most iconic and formidable species in North America. Renowned for their strength, intelligence, and adaptability, these bears have evolved a variety of survival strategies that enable them to thrive in diverse habitats, from the coastal regions of Alaska to the mountainous areas of the continental United States. Grizzly bears possess physical adaptations that aid their survival in the wild. One of the most notable features is their size. Adult grizzlies can weigh between 400 to 1,500 pounds, with males typically larger than females. This bulk allows them to store fat reserves, which are critical for surviving harsh winters and periods of food scarcity. Their thick provides insulation against cold temperatures, while a layer of fat beneath the skin serves as additional protection from the elements. Grizzlies also have sharp claws and powerful limbs, enabling them to dig for roots, tear apart logs to find insects, and catch fish in rivers. Their keen sense of smell, one of the best in the animal kingdom, allows them to detect food sources from miles away. Grizzly bears are omnivorous, meaning consume a wide variety of foods. Their diet typically includes berries, nuts, roots, small mammals, and fish, with salmon being a significant food source in areas where these fish spawn. This diverse diet allows grizzly bears to adapt to different environments and seasonal changes. During the summer and fall, grizzlies focus on foraging to build fat reserves for hibernation. They can up to 20,000 calories a day during this time, showcasing their remarkable ability to capitalize on abundant resources. In preparation for winter, grizzlies seek out high-calorie foods, such as salmon, to maximize their fat storage. During winter, grizzly bears hibernate in dens they dig into the ground, which helps them conserve energy when food is scarce. They can lose up to 30% of their body weight during this period. Grizzly bears are generally solitary animals, although they may come together during the salmon spawning season or in areas with abundant food sources. Males tend to have larger home ranges than females, who often stay closer to their cubs. This social structure helps minimize competition for resources, allowing bears to coexist in overlapping territories without constant conflict. Grizzlies communicate through vocalizations, body language, and scent markings, which play a crucial role in establishing territory and attracting mates. Despite their adaptations, grizzly bears face numerous challenges that threaten their survival. Habitat loss due to urban development, logging, and agriculture has significantly reduced their range. Fragmented habitats can isolate populations, making it difficult for bears to find mates and leading to inbreeding. Climate change also poses a significant threat. Alterations in temperature, precipitation, and food availability can disrupt bear hibernation patterns and impact their food sources, particularly salmon runs. As ecosystems change, grizzly bears must adapt quickly or risk declining populations. As one travels further north, the landscape transitions into the stark yet beautiful tundra. This biome, marked by permafrost, is home to low-growing vegetation such as mosses, lichens, and small shrubs. The Arctic tundra is a harsh environment, yet it supports a fascinating array of wildlife, including caribou, Arctic foxes, and migratory birds that flock to the region during the brief summer months. Alaska has a rich and complex history, influenced by indigenous cultures, European exploration, and American expansion. Before European contact, Alaska was inhabited by various indigenous groups for thousands of years. These groups included the Inupiat and Yupik Eskimos in the north, the Aleuts in the Aleutian Islands, and the Tlingit and Haida in the southeast. They developed diverse cultures and societies, relying on the region's rich natural resources for sustenance, including fishing, hunting, and gathering. 18th-century Russian explorers were among the first Europeans to arrive in Alaska. Danish explorer Vitus Bering, sailing for Russia, conducted extensive explorations in the early 1740s. 1867, the United States acquired Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million through the Treaty of Cession, often referred to as Seward's Folly, after Secretary of State William H. Seward, who negotiated the purchase. At the time, many Americans viewed the acquisition as a waste of money, but it later proved to be a valuable investment due to its natural resources. 1959, Alaska was admitted to the Union as the 49th state on January 3, 1959. This was a momentous occasion, marking the culmination of decades of efforts for statehood. Elk are one of North America's most iconic wildlife species, known for their impressive antlers, large bodies, and distinctive vocalizations. They inhabit a range of habitats, from dense forests and open grasslands to mountainous regions. Elk are among the largest members of the Cervidae family. Males, known as bulls, can weigh between 700 to 1,100 pounds and stand up to 5 feet tall at the shoulder. They are recognized for their massive antlers, which can reach lengths up to 4 feet and are shed annually. Female elk or cows are smaller, typically weighing between 500 to 600 pounds. Both sexes exhibit a tawny brown coat, which provides excellent camouflage in their natural habitats. Elk are social animals that live in herds, which can range from a few individuals to several hundred, especially during the mating season, known as the rut. During this time, bulls engage in vocal displays, known as bugling, to attract mates and establish dominance. Bugling is a distinctive sound that can carry for miles, serving as both an attractant for cows and a warning to rival bulls. During the summer months, elk herds tend to break into smaller groups of cows and calves, while bulls may form bachelor groups. In the fall, as the rut approaches, bulls gather with the females, leading to fierce competition for mating rights. After a gestation period of around 240 days, cows give birth to one calf, which is typically hidden in tall grass to protect it from predators. As a keystone species, elk play a vital role in their ecosystems. Their grazing habits help maintain the health of grasslands and forests, promoting biodiversity by allowing a variety of plant species to thrive. Furthermore, their movements can aid in nutrient cycling as they deposit waste across large areas. Additionally, elk serve as prey for large predators, such as wolves and mountain lions, contributing to the ecological balance. Polar bears are remarkable animals that have evolved to thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth, the Arctic. Characterized by their thick white fur, massive size, and incredible hunting skills, polar bears are uniquely adapted to survive in extreme cold and icy conditions. Polar bears possess several physiological and physical adaptations that enable them to survive the frigid Arctic environment. One of the most significant features is their thick layer of blubber, which can be up to 4 inches thick. This blubber not only provides insulation against the cold, but also serves as an energy reserve during periods of food scarcity. Their fur, while appearing white, is actually transparent and hollow, which helps trap heat and provides camouflage against the snowy landscape. The fur consists of a dense undercoat and long guard hairs that repel water, allowing polar bears to stay dry when they swim in icy waters. Polar bears also have large, powerful limbs and webbed feet that enable them to swim efficiently in open water. Their front paws are slightly larger than their hind paws, helping them paddle through the water with grace and speed. Additionally, their keen sense of smell allows them to detect seals, their primary prey, from great distances, even beneath the ice. Polar bears are mostly carnivorous, with seals being their primary food source. They are particularly skilled at hunting ringed seals and bearded seals, waiting by breathing holes in the ice for the seals to surface for air. This hunting strategy, known as still hunting, showcases their patience and skill. In addition to seals, polar bears may consume other marine mammals, bird eggs, and on rare occasions, vegetation during the summer months when food is more abundant. However, their reliance on seals for sustenance makes them particularly vulnerable to changes in sea ice availability, which is essential for their hunting practices. During the summer, when ice melts and food becomes scarcer, polar bears can enter a state known as walking hibernation. They may reduce their activity levels and rely on their fat reserves to survive until the sea ice returns in the fall. Polar bears are generally solitary animals, but their social structure can vary depending on the availability of food and the time of year. Males tend to roam over vast territories, while females with cubs are more territorial, often defending their hunting grounds. Mother polar bears are highly protective of their cubs, which stay with them for about 2 to 3 years. During this time, the mother teaches her cubs essential hunting and survival skills. The bond between mother and cubs is critical for the young bear's survival, as they learn how to navigate the challenges of their environment. Despite their remarkable adaptations, polar bears face numerous threats that endanger their survival. One of the most significant challenges is climate change, which is causing rapid melting of Arctic sea ice. As the ice diminishes, polar bears to find and hunt seals, leading to malnutrition and declining populations. Polar bears exemplify the resilience and adaptability of wildlife in extreme environments. Through their unique physical adaptations, specialized hunting techniques, and social structures, they have survived in the Arctic for millennia. However, ongoing threats such as climate change, habitat loss, and human-wildlife conflict necessitate urgent conservation efforts. By fostering awareness and understanding of these magnificent creatures, we can contribute to their survival and ensure that future generations appreciate the majesty of polar bears in their natural habitat. Another species that thrives in the rugged, rocky highlands of boreal mountain environments is the mountain goat. They are the only representatives of goat-like hoofed animals in North America and are commonly found across the Chugach and Wrangell mountain ranges, where their population remains stable. Mountain goats possess remarkable adaptations that allow them to survive at altitudes ranging from 5,000 to 13,000 feet, places few other animals can reach. Their thick fur consists of a soft undercoat for insulation and long, coarse outer hairs that shield them from the cold wind and snow. Their specialized hooves, which feature a hard outer rim for durability and a soft, gribby pad for traction, allow them to cling to steep, rocky cliffs with ease. This adaptation is essential for their survival, helping them navigate the treacherous terrain of their alpine habitat. Despite their resilience, mountain goats face growing challenges due to environmental changes. The decline of high-altitude plants, which they depend on for food, threatens their survival. Additionally, shifting snow patterns are having significant effects. Faster spring snow melt and thinner winter snowpacks are reducing access to critical feeding areas. As a result, mountain goats must expend more energy searching for food, which can impact their reproductive cycles and increase their vulnerability to predators. The Alaska moose, the largest member of the deer family, must continually adapt to the harsh conditions of the boreal region. The largest recorded bull moose, weighed at the Kenai Peninsula Research Station in November 2020, reached an astonishing 1,697 pounds, far exceeding the average weight of a dairy cow. maintaining such a massive size requires a stable and abundant food supply. Alaska moose primarily feed on aquatic plants and are often found near lakes, marshes, and large bodies of water, which provide ideal conditions for both feeding and reproduction. They are seasonally migratory, traveling up to 60 miles in search of breeding grounds, mates, or richer food sources. The mating season occurs in September and October, during which large bulls engage in forced battles, using their massive antlers to compete for the right to mate. Moose antlers typically weigh between 45 and 50 pounds, with the largest reaching up to 75 pounds. After the mating season, cows carry their calves for about 8 months, giving birth in late spring. Typically, a mother gives birth to a single calf, which remains close by for the first year, learning essential survival skills such as foraging and avoiding predators in the harsh boreal environment. However, Alaska moose face increasing survival challenges due to environmental and human-induced changes. A 2023 study revealed that shorter winters and reduced snowfall have altered boreal forest vegetation, diminishing the availability of key food sources. Additionally, the rising frequency of wildfires driven by a warming climate forces moose to migrate in search of food, increasing their exposure to predators while intensifying competition with other species. Further compounding these threats, habitat loss from construction and resource extraction projects has significantly reduced boreal forest areas. As a result, moose are being forced to migrate into less secure environments, where food is scarcer and risks from predators and human interactions are greater. These challenges highlight the growing pressures on Alaska's moose population as the landscape continues to change. In the frozen expanses of the Arctic tundra, where the biting winds howl and the ground lies cloaked in snow, the gray wolf, Canis lupus, reigns as one of nature's most formidable predators. This majestic creature, revered in folklore and feared in its ecosystem, stands as a symbol of resilience and adaptability. Gray wolves are exceptional hunters, employing a social structure that enhances their foraging efficiency. They typically hunt in packs, which allows them to take down larger prey, such as deer and elk. This pack mentality is not merely for hunting. It also fosters social bonds that are crucial for their survival. The cooperative nature of their hunting strategies ensures that food resources can be shared among pack members, thereby increasing the overall survival rate of the group. Moreover, their adaptability to different habitats plays a significant role in their survival. Gray wolves can be found in a range of environments, from forests and tundras to grasslands and deserts. This versatility ensures that they can occupy various niches and escape threats from changing conditions, whether it be climate shifts or human encroachment. Their ability to adapt their hunting strategies and prey selection based on the available resources further enhances their chances of survival. Another essential aspect worth noting is their territorial behavior. Gray wolves maintain and defend territories that can range from 50 to several hundred square miles. This territoriality helps reduce competition for food among packs and ensures a stable food source. Establishing a territory also allows for the protection of their young, which is crucial for the continuation of the species. Additionally, gray wolves have a sophisticated communication system that includes vocalizations, body language, and scent marking. This communication is vital for maintaining pack cohesion, coordinating hunts, and defending territories. Through effective communication, wolves can relay critical information about potential dangers or changes in their environment, thereby enhancing their survival. Wolves are highly social animals that live in packs, which are typically composed of family members. This social organization is crucial for their hunting success. By hunting cooperatively, wolves can take down larger prey, such as deer and bison, which would be challenging for a solitary wolf. The pack dynamics not only enhance their hunting efficiency, but also promote social bonds, which are vital for the survival of the group. The sharing of food among pack members fosters a sense of unity and collective responsibility, ensuring that even the weaker members receive nourishment. Another significant factor in the survival of gray wolves is their adaptability to a variety of habitats. They can thrive in diverse environments, ranging from dense forests and arid deserts to expansive tundras and open grasslands. This adaptability allows them to find suitable niches and evade various threats, including changes in climate and human encroachment. Wolves are known to adjust their hunting techniques and prey preferences based on the availability of food sources in their respective habitats, demonstrating their flexibility and resourcefulness.